he has the patience to wait for perfect entries, he'll have the patience for you trying to get the perfect B-rolls. The first night we got in and it was like a 1.5 hour drive at 10 p.m. and then now my boyfriend's consistently stressed out because he has to drive what he says is a mum car on really small windy roads. Basically he rented a Mercedes, but when we picked up the car, instead of a Mercedes they gave us a BYD. And then afterwards he goes, oh, I rented a Mercedes, but they gave me a completely different car. I was like, why didn't you complain? And he goes, oh, I just don't care enough to complain. And I think this is the difference between guys and girls. Like, guys are so easygoing, but me, I'm a Karen. No, I'm not a Karen, I'm just really specific.
So you're a Karen?
No, there's a difference. No, I always ask for what I want. I think everyone should. Even if you're at a restaurant, you should ask for the table that you want. Or even if you're at a hotel, you should ask for the free upgrade. It's called having audacity. Okay, look at this view, guys. It's so nice. I think you guys, okay, my life philosophy is that you should always just ask for what you want, because the possibility of you getting what you want is far greater than the possibility of someone judging you. Like, you know, when you go to a hotel and then you ask for a free upgrade, I feel like a lot of people don't because they're like a bit embarrassed of how it may look make them look, but the receptionist probably doesn't even care. Like, it's so insignificant to them. Motivational speech aside, we're going to Villa, what's it called? Monastero now, which is the aesthetic part of Lake Como. Okay, so we made it to the villa and it's so stunning. Like, look. So we just finished going to the villa and it was so nice, but to be honest, it was like a bit stressful because we were trying to get nice B-rolls and nice pictures and stuff, and obviously there's like people around and you try to be considerate by not being in other people's way, just like taking pictures, but we did it anyway. So now we're oh yeah, pro tip, date a trader, and I've said this before, but if he has the patience to wait for perfect entries, he'll have the patience for you trying to get the perfect B-rolls. And my boyfriend's very good at pretending not to be annoyed even when he is. So now while I'm filming this vlog, he's ordering food for us. So today I woke up at around 8ish because I'm gonna go to the James Bond villa. Let me show you again the view, like it just doesn't get old. Look at how nice the view is. Also, I am very happy because the AI trading software had a win yesterday, and also it was a win for my students as well. So yesterday was a good trading day. I spent like the past 1.5 hours just getting ready, and also quickly went downstairs to get this breakfast. So to be honest, I didn't even really eat anything. I just got it out of FOMO. But yeah, we're gonna go to the James Bond villa, shoot some cute B-rolls. Obviously I'm a tripod whore, so I'm gonna bring my tripod because I'm shameless, and I'll keep you updated on how it goes. Okay, we just got to the location where the boat picks us up, and it's really pretty, look. But we're like 45 minutes early, so after we sort out parking, we're just gonna walk around and then head to the boat. But unlike the last few days, it hasn't been super hot, so I'm not in a bad mood. Got back from the James Bond villa. It was so nice, and now look what I have. We are about to get ready to go on this boat tour, and then we're gonna go to a dinner. Okay, we are now on the way to the boat tour. I'm super excited because I've never done anything like this, and I just spent the last like 45 minutes showering again, redoing my makeup because I was sweating earlier. So earlier on, like, I haven't technically eaten today by the time we got back from the James Bond villa, and I was starting to get hungry, and then right as I'm about to say something, my boyfriend goes, do you want me to go downstairs and get you some food? And I was like, how do you read my mind all the time? And he goes, well, you're predictable, so I just pretend that I just always act as if you're helpless and you can't do anything by yourself and you're always hungry. And I'm like, yeah, that's definitely the way I want to be seen, because in business I have to make so many decisions and it's like my thoughts have thoughts. So outside of business, the goal is to not have to use your brain. Just finished the boat tour and it was so nice. Now we have around 30 minutes before we have the dinner and we're in this hotel. This is the view. It's so nice, and to be honest, my boyfriend earlier was just so supportive of me like getting content and getting b-rolls for YouTube, like for my vlogs, because sometimes, you know, when you film stuff it like takes away from the moment, and I could tell that he's like getting a bit impatient. Like he just is so supportive of my business. And I think like if you're a girl and you're dating a guy, one of the most important things to look for is whether he supports you and whether he's patient, because there's a lot of relationships with guys where they'll like make these small comments or like they'll resent you. We're halfway through our dinner and it's really good, and we're just talking about life and eating loads of bread, and they brought out 2 bottles of secret wine. So we don't know what do we think it is, but I think we have to either guess where the wine is from, like which region, or which one is the premium priced one. What's your guess? Getting to Lake Como, I didn't document that much because, you know, whenever you go to a new place, it's mostly you go to the supermarket to pick up a bunch of stuff and then you just get settled into the place. But let me show you this hotel. This is the view from the hotel room. Waking up to this was a really nice change of pace compared to waking up in Dubai. And then I pretty much just work and ate pizza over the last 2 days. So I wasn't able to trade all the time because I'm just on holiday, but I'm still doing a bit of work here and there. When I trade, I don't look at charts the whole day. I'm just trading a 1 to 2 hour window, and that's 9:30 to 11:30 to 12ish every Monday to Friday Eastern time. And when I say look at, I don't mean I'm staring at charts for the full 2 hours. I mean I mark my key areas where I would even look at entering a trade, and then I set alerts for those areas, and only if those alerts go off will I even start looking at the charts. I'm also going to see how the AI performs this week. The week before, it didn't have the best performance. And then last week, it was FOMC. So this week is a full week of trading, and I'm excited to see how that goes. We are 7 minutes in to market open. And you see that red line there? That is one of the key levels that I marked. So now that it's hit this point of interest, the next thing we want to do is see what happens. And by the way, if you haven't already, I also have a video that breaks down my trading strategy in more depth. The link is in the description. But so far, we don't really have anything worth taking yet. So we just had pizza in probably the cutest hotel. It's like very old money vibes, very aesthetic, and we just had the best pizza ever. I've been thinking about sourdough, the ones with the chewy crust, for a whole 2 days. But today we finally get it. So let's take a look at how things are performing. So with the AI, we have one account that is currently in a trade. So right now I'm using 2 different algorithms. And earlier on I showed you that one of them was still like in a trade, but now all the profits and losses have been locked in. I'm gonna show you how we're doing for the day with the AI. So on one of the accounts, $198. And then on the other, it's made $228. Both of that added together is what, like $400, $500? And that might not seem like a lot of money, especially when some days it's a loss. But with my approach, instead of scaling one trading account big, we scale wide. So think of it this way. Imagine if you're a landlord and you own multiple properties and you have one house that pays you $100 in rent. That $100 a month doesn't seem like a lot. But imagine if you have 10 houses paying you $100. Suddenly you're not just making $100, you're making 100 times 10, which is $1,000. The amount for each one might not be a lot, but when you add that together, it's more. And that's the approach that I teach my clients too. too. Instead of trying to have one trading account and you're trying to squeeze profits out of that, just have multiple trading accounts, like multiple prop firm accounts, and then go for low risk, like 1 to 3% or even 1 to 2% a month across having loads of prop firm capital. So that's my trading update for the day, and my clients as well. I think my clients overall are happy because the algorithm is doing very well today. A lot of the time with trading, people show these massive profits and these massive wins, and it sets this unrealistic expectation with trading where you can make a lot of money super quickly, and if you don't, then it means that it's not cut out for you. But I always say with my clients as well, like, if you cannot handle the $1,000 loss days, then you don't deserve the $2,000 win days. So sometimes even with the algorithm, when this cohort of clients first came in, the algorithm had like 10 days in a row of just wins, and then it had 1 week where it was a red day every single day. And when you trade, or at least like if you ever join my mentorship and you join at a period of time where it's just a losing streak, people tend to get discouraged or they tend to lose trust in the process. But most of the time it's just probability in statistics. Like if you roll the dice 100 times or 1,000 times or 10,000 times, the probability of you getting like 5 2s in a row if you were to roll a dice is going to be high. And that's the same thing with trading, is you can't really judge things on a small time scale of like 1 or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, right? You have to zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Is it in profit in the bigger picture? Guys, so I've been craving burrata so badly for the past 2 days. So my boyfriend had to find the best burrata place, and apparently it's in this hotel called Edison. So now we're here, and earlier today we just worked for the whole day. And I think that's one of the good things about having an online business, is like we're traveling, but we're still technically working. So it's like we're on vacation and not on vacation at the same time, which has like good and bad stuff. But let me just show you the view. So we're having dinner right here, and this is the view. It's so nice. It's like max European. We just finished having dinner and we came up with this rule, which is where sometimes, you know, when the waiter asks if you want dessert, but nothing on the menu really hits, instead of just getting dessert, which like half satisfies you, we came up with this rule where we have to have higher standards for dessert. So if it's not 100% yes, it's a no. Kind of like dating. If you go on a date and it's not 100% yes, then you shouldn't see the person again. So we're taking the same rules and implementing them into dessert. So now we're gonna go get gelato. So we're in the gelato store, and I asked my boyfriend if he would get the green one, but he said no. And then I asked him if he would get that one with like the bit of ice cream there, and he also said no. So I got mad at him because he never appreciates my ideas. Look, gelato is like ice cream, but it's stringy instead of like breaks apart when you scoop it. Today is the final day in Lake Como. We basically had a super intense day at the James Bond Villa, and then had a boat ride in the afternoon and then a dinner in the evening. So yesterday we just worked and didn't do anything for the whole day, basically just like worked and ate. But there's a few cool things I wanted to show you first. I placed a few orders just like for my long-term investment portfolio, and because the market basically tanked quite a lot over the past few days, a lot of my orders got filled. So I got a bunch of like interactive broker notifications of all my orders being filled. And this is a side note altogether, but for women, I always say prioritize like not just making money but building wealth. And the difference is when you're making money, you're getting paid a high income at a job, right? But that's making money. What about multiplying it? Multiplying your wealth is to do with how do you turn $1 that you make from your full-time job into $3, and that might be from trading or investing. In my case, I do both. Like short term, I day trade, and then long term, I invest in the stock market. And that's what I just showed you. Is like every month I set aside a certain amount of money to just put into the stock market so that my net worth is growing in the background without me necessarily having to work for it. And those assets that I invested in are long-term holds. So I'm basically not going to touch it for the next 5 to 10 years. And then yesterday, the other thing I also did was film a trade review for my clients, because there was a trade that was a bit tricky and a lot of people got caught in that trade and lost it. A lot of my clients did. So I did a review for them, and then now going to head to the airport and go to London for a few days before I head back to Dubai.